There is only one way to remove the taxes, 100% of the taxes from your 401k, your IRA, your deferred comp plan, and it is not by using a Roth conversion, which everyone thinks, hey, if I'm going to take my retirement account and convert it into a tax-free environment, I got to use a Roth conversion. There's a way to do that and create a no taxes due environment, and that's by using what's called a K1 conversion. So today in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that. This is not legal, tax, or financial advice. There's a disclaimer below the video, and the guide that will be attached will also explain why this is not financial advice. So use common sense, pretty straightforward. Without further ado, let's get into it. Understand a K1 conversion is something that I created the term for that. So when you look up K1 conversion, you're not going to see much on the internet, because that's a term that I created. Now, the K1 conversion, quite simply, is a way to take money from a 401k, an IRA, or other pre-tax retirement accounts and reduce or eliminate the taxes that would normally be owed. This is going to use a private real estate investment fund, and that fund specifically is a fund that is run by CPAs that I work with. So, yes, I created the term K1 conversion, but the actual fund that allows you to do this, I did not create that. And that was created by people much smarter than me and that have much more experience than me, CPAs, tax attorneys, etc. All right, but how does it work in just simple terms? Let's break it down and walk through it. Step one, you're going to take a distribution from a pre-tax retirement account, 401k, for example. Step two, you invest the money into the private fund. Now, the fund is going to take your money and they're going to go out and buy real estate. They're going to take that money when they buy the real estate. They're going to depreciate the real estate. There's expenses that go with that, and they're going to create losses, and they're going to give those losses to you that offset the taxes due on the distribution. Then the fund is going to lease the building back to the business owner, and it's going to pay you a 10% dividend. And then at the end of that lease term, typically 36 months, but you have to do 2 cycles of that with a K1 conversion specifically, the fund is going to sell the property back to the owner, and they're going to get you your money back. So really, you're getting 3 things. You're getting a K1 loss that's going to offset 100% of the taxes due on the distribution. You're going to get 3 years of dividends at 10% a pop. So let's say you have $1 million. Year 1, it's going to pay out $100,000, which is fully taxed. Year 2 and year 3, there's enough loss left over to offset those dividends. And then, so that's 30%. Year 2 and 3, again, it's a full 10%. And then at the end of year 3, you get your money back. Now, let's walk through the fund and how it works and kind of the mechanics that goes behind it. So, like I said, this is a real estate-based fund. They buy things like hotels, Section 8 housing, racing schools, etc. Now, it's not a traditional buy and hold fund. This fund primarily provides remodeling funds to business owners who don't want to deal with banks. It uses a GP-LP structure, which, if you don't know, GP stands for general partner, LP stands for limited partner. Now, the general partner runs the fund. The limited partner provides the capital. The fund buys assets using what's called a sale leaseback. So we have a business owner, Mr. Hotel Owner. He has a hotel. He wants funds to remodel the hotel. So he's going to sell it to the fund, and the fund is immediately going to lease it back to him. Now, when they lease it back, they collect that lease payment up front. The lease payment is 36% of the purchase price. Now, that upfront money is collected. It's put into a money market account. Those funds are then going to be used to pay you a 10% dividend. It's paid quarterly for 36 months. So over 3 years, it's 30%. So think about this. The fund collects 36% in lease payments of whatever the purchase price is, 36%, but they pay you 30%. So there's a 6% spread. Now, each year, you're going to get a K1 loss, right? So year 1 at 60%, that is going to offset 100% of the taxes due on the distribution of your 401k, and that is determined by the fair market value discount, which is an actuarial calculation. I'm not going to explain that in this video. I will have another video explaining that, but just understand 100% of the taxes due on the distribution of your 401k, they will be offset by that 60% K1 loss. Now, year 2 and year 3, you get a 15% and a 5% K1 loss. So year 2, there is a 10% dividend. You have a 15% loss. The remaining 5% will carry forward to year 3. And then 5 plus 5, obviously that equals 10. It offsets the 10% dividend. So the true in your pocket net in year 2 and 3 for the dividend is the 10%. There's no AUM fee or anything like that. In year 1, that dividend will be taxable. But if you're familiar with my page and my channel and my firm, we will show you other ways to reduce that if needed. Now, these losses, they're created by how the assets are priced and depreciated. Now, something very important that you just should know, but I'm not going to go into extreme detail in this video. A lot of people say, like, how does this work? How can the K1 loss offset the taxes on my active income? Well, the main reason is because the GP is absorbing the depreciation recapture, not you as the LP. And so I'm not going to walk through this again right here. I already went through that, but you can pause or take a screenshot. All this is showing is the sale leaseback and how money flows throughout the transaction. Your capital goes through, helps buy the property. Property is leased back, and then when it's sold, the money goes back to you. Now, let's talk about how the tax benefits offset 401k distribution. When you take money out of a 401k, the IRS treats that money as ordinary income. Now, normally, that's going to mean taxes are owed, but this fund, it creates a real business loss that shows up on a K1, and that loss is used to cancel out the income from your 401k distribution, offsetting 100% of the tax liability. Now, the IRS is going to test 3 things here: economic substance, who bears real risk and reward, and then whether the loss is passive or ordinary. Now, if all 3 pass, the loss is allowed to offset ordinary income. The default IRS rule says that most real estate losses are passive and cannot offset wages or retirement distributions in this case. But this fund is not treated as passive rental activity for you, the LP, because the partnership operates as an active trader business. The lease structure qualifies as a true lease. The GP material participates in operations. The GP absorbs depreciation recapture. And then loss allocations follow Section 704 and basis rules. And as a result, the LP's loss is an ordinary business loss, not a passive loss. So the IRS does not require the LP to manage the business personally. The IRS only requires the partnership itself is active, and then the losses are properly allocated under partnership law. And in this structure, the GP is the active operator. The LP provides the capital. The GP takes the recapture risk, and the LP receives the loss allocation supported by the following rules. So it's allowed under 704, 465 in the related regulations that are cited in the fund documentation. The bottom line here, guys, is that the IRS allows the loss because the fund is a real operating partnership with substance. The activity is treated as ordinary business rather than passive rental. And the GP-LP structure is properly assigns risk, participation, and loss under established tax law. Again, I did not create this fund. Very sophisticated CPAs, tax attorneys, and financial advisors did, and they're the ones that have made everything buttoned up and work, legal opinions, all that good stuff in order for you to break your 401k without having to pay any taxes on it. Now, if you're underneath 59.5, you're going to get hit with that 10% penalty. True. I do not know of a strategy that can offset the 10% penalty at this time, but you're not going to pay the income taxes. And then the good news is you don't have to worry about qualified dollars after that. So if you want to meet one-on-one to talk more in depth about your situation, this is only offered to accredited investors. So if you don't have $1 million net worth or make $300,000 or more per year, this is not the strategy for you. However, what I would recommend in that scenario is if you have under $1 million net worth and you make less than $300,000, I would recommend that you look into other strategies, perhaps guaranteed income strategies, mortgage-free life, things like this. But that is how we remove the taxes in the 401k. So if you want to meet one-on-one to go over this, just use the link below in the description. Hope you have a great day. Take care.